better not kill the groove. Hey, it's murder on the dance floor. But you better not.
Right there, and welcome back everyone. Today, I want to talk about Saltburn. I watched it last night, and I have to say, it's probably the most disturbing film I've seen in a long time, and that is exactly why you have to watch it. I absolutely loved it. There's just so many reasons to watch this film. The brilliant acting from the entire cast, the beautifully crafted shots, the captivating and really quite shocking plot. Or, if none of that appeals to you, watching this man throw around his, what only can be described as a baby's arm, certainly will. I'm incredibly self-conscious. Now, before seeing this film, I'd watched about 6 trailers and I'd seen all the cast interviews, but still, going into the film, I had absolutely no idea what the film was about. Luckily for me though, this worked out perfectly. Discovering what the film has to offer as you watch it is the best way to do it in my opinion. All you really need to know is this. The film follows Oliver, played by Barry Keoghan, a scholarship student studying at the University of Oxford. Oliver becomes captivated by the charming and aristocratic Felix, played by Jacob Elordi. Upon becoming friends, Felix invites Oliver to spend the summer at his family's stately home, Saltburn, and this is where the majority of the film's events take place. Now at first glance, this film might just come across as yet another social commentary, where the director is just trying to show us that the super rich are evil and the spawn of Satan, but that actually isn't the case here. Felix's family do live completely detached from reality, but they come across as somewhat likeable, especially Felix himself. Even I wanted to be his friend by the end of the film.
Oh, friend!
The family are portrayed as a completely stereotypical British aristocratic family. A crazy father, a vague sort of out-of-it mother, a nymphomaniac sister, and an American cousin. Now for me, these side characters stole the show. They were all exceptional. The standout was definitely Rosamund Pike, who played Felix's mother. She was captivating but hilarious at the same time and just played the role to a T.
But she came from Greece. She had a thirst for knowledge. It couldn't have been me. I've never wanted to know anything.
Richard E. Grant as Felix's father was also brilliant, with his constant changing from being completely vacant to his sudden random outbursts of just utter nonsense.
Oh, how about fancy dress?
But all of that isn't to say that the leads were bad. Anything but, in fact. Both Jacob Elordi and Barry Keoghan were great. If you'd somehow never heard of Jacob Elordi before this, you'd have easily been forgiven for thinking he was British. His accent was perfect. And ever since watching A Killing of a Sacred Deer, I'll watch anything Barry Keoghan is in, I don't care. I don't know what it is, something about his face just sort of creeps me out, but at the same time I just can't look away whenever he's on screen. And well, that dance at the end, Jesus, I would not be surprised to see an Oscar nomination with his name on it. But now I can never listen to Murder on the Dance Floor again without thinking about his cock. As I alluded to earlier, the film was also actually very funny in places. The scene that sticks out is from the opening sequence of Oliver at dinner with Michael Gavey, when he asks him,
Fucking ask me your son then!
These comedic elements serve to keep the film light-ish and come as a very welcome relief in between the, shall we say, less funny parts. And for me, that's the best part about the film, the truly disturbing scenes. The scenes where you're pulling this face and just really want to look anywhere else, but you can't. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm just going to say 2 words: bathtub and grave. If you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. In my opinion, the brilliance of these scenes is the fact you can't look away. They're made especially long, so you have to just sit in it and watch until it's over. In my cinema, I had a few people laughing at these scenes, which I really don't think was the director's intention, but oh well. Any way to avoid being traumatized, I guess. These scenes don't just make the film that much more intriguing and add that shock value, but they also let us see the characters for who they truly are, better than words ever could.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
Now my only criticism for the film would be that it felt just slightly too long and maybe overstayed its welcome. The film sort of reaches a natural conclusion just after the birthday party sequence, yet the following scenes were entirely critical to the film. So maybe perhaps some of the midway scenes could have been cut or something, I don't know. Also actually, I wasn't a huge fan of the narrow aspect ratio. Apparently, according to the director Emerald Fennel, it was chosen to give the impression of peeping in, whatever that means. However, in my opinion, I would have liked to have seen the beautiful cinematography of the film and the sweeping shots of the estate shown on the entire screen, but that's just me. If you are interested in all this technical detail from the film, there's actually some really interesting interviews with the director over on Vanity Fair that I would highly recommend. But that's all I have to say really. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now before I end the video, I just wanted to ask you guys a question about the film that I was left wondering at the end. This question though will spoil the entire film, so if you haven't seen it, like this video, press subscribe, go and watch the film, and then come back and finish this video in that order. Alright, so the only people left here should be people that have seen the film. You have been warned. My question is, when do you guys think Oliver decided he was going to kill the whole family and take everything? Do you think it was a sort of spur of the moment thing after Felix found out he'd lied about his whole family? Or do you think he had it planned from the minute he stepped into Saltburn? I'm leaning towards the latter, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And with that, we've reached the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And why not check out another video I made, where I talk about the latest installment in the MCU, The Marvels.